First of all, like always, I want to give Michigan a bunch of credit. Got a lot of respect for this program, for this university. Got tremendous history and tradition, and that was a battle of two very very respected programs in a very unique and challenging and weird year. Couple things. I think the biggest thing is obviously no turnovers. That's been the issue that we've been battling and working through all year long. Field position battle. I'm actually surprised we won that with the 2 kicks out of bounds on the kickoff, but we won that one as well. And then, there's some pretty cool things in this game. First starts by Theo Johnson, Kevon Lee, Marquise Wilson. We've had 13 first-time starters this year with 4 true freshmen on offense. Kevon Lee with 134 yards. It was awesome to see a guy like Drew Hartlob, who's been phenomenal in our program, been a huge part of our program. That fumble recovery was big. To see a guy like Isaac Lutz come in and have 3 catches for 30 yards was awesome. Obviously, Kevon Lee with over 100 yards. The thing probably that stands out to me the most is first win at Michigan since 2009. This has been a hard place to win for a lot of teams for a long time. 2009, a long time. 267 of our 417 yards were by true freshmen. We had 2 true freshmen at running back, and we had 3 corners total for the game. It's a lot of adversity, a lot of things behind the scenes that our guys are battling through. Super proud of them. Parker Washington with 9 catches. I don't know what the data says, but I know since Deshaun Hamilton, but he was a redshirt. I don't know the last time a true freshman had 9 catches. We limited Michigan to 126 total yards in the second half. And then the most important thing, knock on wood, our guys are battling Corona, and as a program, we've done a pretty good job of that. I thought it was great at the end there talking to the team, and Shaka Tony reminded them that you see a bunch of programs after a big win, they get a spike. So we can't take it for granted. We can't drop our guard. We got to keep battling this thing. And as a program, we've done a pretty good job of that. But I almost hate to say it because it seems to creep up on everybody. So we just got to continue. So I appreciate you guys coming and covering Penn State football like you always do. To open up the questions. I know that was a lot.
We'll start with Rich Garcella and Audrey Snyder. You're on deck.
James, good afternoon. 2 questions. One,
Rich, I can't hear you.
Oh,
it does. You're not muted, but for some reason,
Rich, we'll come back to you.
I'm good. Can you hear me
I
now?
don't know why, Rich. You're not muted, but I can't hear you, buddy.
Okay.
Rich, try again.
I'll try again.
Can you hear me now?
Hold on, the volume doesn't look like it's up.
I'm on. It says I'm not muted.
Try it again, Rich.
Can you hear me now?
I can. It was us. It was
2 questions. One, James, what does it feel like to get that weight off your collective shoulders to get that first win? And secondly, what about the development and the emergence of Lutz, who's one of our local kids, and why did he have such a role in today's game?
Well, first of all, I'm just happy for our kids, and I know. At the end of the day, people are focused on football, and they want a couple hours to get away from reality and support Penn State football, and I get that. But there's been a lot of things going on this year, and to see our team battle through that adversity and our program battle through that adversity with all types of limitations and issues and challenges and depth. I couldn't be happier for our players. I'm just so happy for them. And for Isaac Lutz, I just think he's a great example. There's all different guys playing major college football from all different backgrounds. I remember recruiting Mennett and Lutz, together, and both of them have had great careers, different careers, but great careers. I am so proud of Isaac Lutz. There's so many stories behind the scenes with that young man and his family. I'm super proud. To me, that's what college football is about. Is about, a guy like Isaac Lutz who comes here and works his tail off and maybe doesn't get opportunities, but when his opportunity comes, he was ready. And to me, it's a great lesson for a lot of people out there, that want to play college football. There's all different ways to get it done, and Isaac's story is a great one.
Audrey Snyder, Elton Hayes, you're on deck.
Hey, James, what did you maybe learn from the youth on your team today? Because you said guys like Kevon Lee, Parker Washington. Did you learn anything about those guys in big moments?
Well, I think one of the things that I've been proud of over 6 years is we have won all different ways. We've won pretty, we've won ugly, we've made comebacks, we've won by a bunch of points, and we hadn't done that this year, and to see some young guys that were forced into significant roles figure it out today, and make plays and do some of the dirty work and play winning football. It was great to see. It was great to see.
Elton Hayes, Donnie Collins, you're on deck.
All right, Coach. Hope you're doing well this afternoon.
You too, Elton.
Sean Clifford, a guy who we all know entered the season as a starter last week. He did not play, or he didn't start against Iowa. To see him come out today, and handle all of that adversity of last week, coming in with the confidence, not just playing well, but protecting the football, no turnovers. What does it just say about his mindset, his makeup, the way that he's kind of handled everything, and how he's responded to everything?
I really feel that way about both of them, because for Levis, it's the same deal. Levis, got an opportunity to start, and then we made a change. So it's been challenging on both of them, and they both handled it extremely well. I said last week that we were going to need them both the rest of this year, and that's going to continue to be the case. So I'm really proud of both of them. They've been awesome, and they both have handled adversity really well. I'm just proud of them, and I think this is an opportunity for us to grow, and this is an opportunity for us to build on. One game at a time. We're going to have Victory Monday dinner, which is going to be the most delicious thing I've ever tasted in my life.
Donnie Collins, Mike Gross, you're on deck.
Hey, James. In a very different set of circumstances, Kevon's probably a guy who doesn't play a whole lot. But he seemed to give you guys a steady performance today, didn't make many mistakes, took what he was given. What have you seen him kind of grow into that kind of thing, or is this what he really was when you got him, a guy who was kind of going to be able to grind out yardage and things like that?
Well, he's 230 pounds, but for me to sit here and just kind of like the way you started your question, Donnie, I mean, that was our 4th and 15 running back, and I don't mean that in a negative way. We had one of the most respected running back rooms in the country, and to be in this situation where we got 2 true freshmen carrying the full load, and to see them do it. And he's 230 pounds. He breaks tackles and he falls forward. And Kevon did some nice things as well. But for me to sit here and say that that I saw that and knew that. We thought they were both talented kids, but you don't get a whole lot of reps when you're 4th and 5th on the depth chart, and that's without spring ball, and that's without a traditional training camp. So it's great to see, and I'm proud of them, but we got a lot of room for improvement.
Mike Gross, Park, you're on deck.
Hi, James. How's it going?
Better, Mike.
Yeah,
Better.
I have an idea how it's going.
Better.
Yeah. When you talk about what was the mood in the locker room afterwards? What was sort of the tone of what you said to the guys afterwards? And did anybody else say anything? I mean, what are they? Are they like can't wait to play again now? What's the feeling in there?
Yeah, I don't know about playing again. We're just excited about this one and enjoying it. It felt it obviously it felt good. There was a lot of emotion in the locker room and a lot of great leadership, a lot of things said, that are private to a locker room, but there was a lot of emotion, Mike. This has been a tough year. I mean, and I'm not just talking football. Thanksgiving. These guys not being able to be with their families on Thanksgiving. Usually we have all the families up for practice. We all go to lunch together. I usually have a bunch of parents and players at my house. It's just been very different. And again, I know when people just turn on football, they just want to watch football, but it's more than that. It's much more than that. I think sometimes we forget these are still young men, that their parents still play a significant role in their life and a part of our program. So, the locker room was really good. And, hopefully we stayed pretty healthy and, we can get back to work on Sunday.
Carthy Padre, you are up, and Mark Brennan, you're on deck.
Hey, Coach. Hope you're doing well.
You too, Par.
Gotta ask another Kevon Lee question. When a guy, especially a freshman, has a game like that kind of monster game, do you see something different in him in practice leading up to the contest? Like, if anything, what was different about Kevon that you saw? Did you see this kind of game coming?
No, there was nothing different. Again, he has showed flashes since he got here. Him and Keziah have showed flashes that we were excited about. But again, for me to sit here and say, that I saw this coming, it's just hard to say because the reps were so limited, and the last couple of weeks, have been challenging. So for me to sit here and act like, obviously when we recruited them, we thought they were both talented guys, but we didn't think, we thought they would be rotating in different types of games.
Mark Brennan and Tobias Wilborn, you're on deck.
Hey, James, can you talk about the way your team responded when Michigan cut it to 3? I think it was 2017. The offense and the defense both had that sort of complementary thing that's been missing for a lot of the season. What was the difference today? Thanks.
Yeah, I agree, Mark. And I think that's kind of what I was talking about when I said that, for 6 years, we have found ways to win. Adversity, overcoming adversity, turnovers, comebacks, blowouts. We've just found ways to win. Big plays, grind it out. So to see that we were, I wouldn't say in control, but we're playing pretty good football. And then the momentum started to kind of shift where they started to close the gap on us. And for us to battle back and stick together and overcome some penalties and some interesting calls is the way I'll describe it. But, it was good to see us get a W and play complimentary football, like you said.
Tobias Wilborn and then Neil Rudell.
Coach, I hope you're feeling well after all this. What was it like? I know you guys are used to not having fans, obviously, by now, 6 games, but there was literally no one in the stands for this one, no parents. How was that atmosphere for you as a coach and just for the team with literally no one there?
To be honest with you, Tobias, the whole year's just been strange. I mean, you drive up to the big house and there's not a car on the road. There's nobody giving you the middle finger on the ride up to the stadium like you normally get at every place. There's the parking lots are empty. We couldn't meet at the hotel. There was no meetings allowed at the hotel. There was no meals allowed at the hotel. And then the Wi-Fi wasn't working, so we couldn't even have Zoom meetings. So, the whole thing has been strange. I do want to thank the Penn State fans that lined the fence on our way to the airport this week and were had signs for us and were screaming for us. That was really cool. But the whole thing's just been like I do my lap before the game with Monica, the police officer that works with our program, and we do it every game. And I was FaceTiming with my girls walking around. It's just weird. You're looking at a bunch of cardboard cutouts. There's nobody there, and this is Big Ten football. 110,000 fans. I could never have imagined this in my wildest dreams. I can't even put into words how surreal this whole year has been.
Last question to Neil Riddell.
Hey, James, I just wondered if you could sum up the play, your defense. You guys came up with some big stops and short yardage and just overall assessment of the defense today.
Yeah, we're going to watch the tape. There's going to be a lot of things that we got to get cleaned up and corrected, but we battled, Neil, and we made plays when we needed to make plays. And it's hard to stop people on 4th and inches, and we did that. And, we just played gutsy. That's who we've been. There was just so many examples today of who we've been for, I guess 7 years now, I'd say. We found ways to do it today. And, the earlier games, we didn't do that. But we made a play when we needed to make a play. And then even the strange penalty where we stopped them and they said batting the ball. I mean, there have been things that would have put us in a rut. We would have had a hard time fighting back through that when it doesn't feel fair, But life isn't fair sometimes. You just got to find a way to battle through it. We did that today, so it was just great to see. It was great to see. They stood in the corner and they took body blows and headshots and they kept swinging. And I'm really, really proud of the guys. And I want to thank you guys again for covering Penn State football and all the fans out there that have stuck with us and sent me a lot of suggestions. I appreciate all of them.